asked.
Lynette? Fremine? How are you feeling?
Much better.
Whew, what a relief!
What about you? Are you feeling alright?
I knew you'd come out unscathed. Us, on the other hand, well... Oh, and I wanted to ask, Linny and the other members have left Poisson and returned to the House of the Hearth.
I see.
I'm glad. Father came to check up on us 2 days ago, and told us about what happened with Crusabina and Clairvy.
Wait, what? You've met the former knave?
Crusabina died a year after Clairvy. It was during the year between their deaths that I joined the House of the Hearth. Crusabina had an extremely cruel and radical way of doing things while she was alive. When I joined, though, the experiment she valued so much had already come to an end, and all the people... A couple of months after I joined, Father killed Crusabina and burned all her files. With that, the names of all the people subjected to her experiment...
Father took in Lenny and me a couple months after that, but she never mentioned anything about Cruz.
It really seems like something she was planning to keep to herself. The last time you talked to her, did she mention why she kept it a secret for so long?
She said she didn't want us to be affected by the darkness of the past. She was worried we'd develop a false sense of gratitude towards her if we knew about. The foundation of a family should be free of any corrupting influence. Whatever happened in the... And that's what Father told us in the end.
But I still thanked her for everything. It was only
नमस्ते
after
आर्मी
hearing about what Crusabina did
कैसे
that
हो
I finally realized how insignificant our lives could have been. If Father hadn't taken over the House of the Hearth, I probably would have already...
Father rarely brings up the fact that she saved us. She doesn't believe that being indebted to her should be what ties us together. But even if we didn't owe her anything, we would still choose to stay. We may have arguments or times when we feel wronged. Some people may even choose to leave. But as long as Father is here,
as usual
we will always have a home.
Whether the path before us is bathed in sunlight or shrouded in shadow, we'll follow Father wherever she chooses to go. So I wanted to say thank you for helping us make it through this crisis. Without your help...
Oh, we didn't do anything, really.
Of course. You're welcome anytime.
Are Filial and Nantoy okay?
I actually saw them at a cafe this morning. They didn't recognize me. From what I could tell, they were drinking coffee and talking about one of the operas that started running recently. They seemed happy. If I had to take a guess, I would say they finally found the kind of life they always wished for.
Thank you for completing today's commissions. Here is your reward.
There'll be an extra fee for that.
Hey! Is that Nahida? Nahida! Paimon didn't think we'd run into you here! Oh, hey there. It's been a while, hasn't it? What have you two been up to? Seems like you've been enjoying yourselves. How about you? What are you up to now? I'm just looking out for some leads while getting some fresh air. I noticed that I have some blurry memories after saving Irminsul. I almost feel like there's still something extremely important I need to do. But Why is that? Don't worry, we'll help you remember. Thank you so much. Since you're willing to help, I have something I'd like to show you. Oh, it's beautiful. It looks like it's filled with some kind of power. I found it in the sanctuary of Suristana, but I have no recollection of it whatsoever. It's filled with pure elemental power that is quite similar to mine, but yet it's also a little different. It's very likely that it's connected to my foggy memory, but I can't figure out what it is. Traveler, do you have any ideas? You know, Nahida, we just happen to be going on an adventure right now. If we find anything, we'll be sure to let you know right away. Thanks, you two. I didn't mean to trouble you again. Don't mention it. Besides, it seems you've got a lot on your mind, and we'd like to help.
Hey, get out! You shouldn't be around here! I'm sorry, Lesser Lord Kusanali. Fungi don't usually come near this place. Last warning! Get out before I kick you out, you hear?
Hang on. I think it's trying to tell us something.
But Great Dendro Archon, it's a monster!
Please, don't worry. I think I understand. Seems that it wants us to follow it.
I don't know.
You can understand it? Even though different creatures have varying habits and ways of communicating, I can feel its anxiety and fear. It's in doubt. Well, fungi are kind of cute, but... that's true. Okay, let's go take a look. All right, lead the way, little fungus. Although they all look about the same, some fungi are friendly, while others are super aggressive and attack anyone they see. It can't be helped. Perhaps in their eyes, humans are like fierce monsters as well. After all, they can't distinguish which human behaviors are hostile or not, and it'd already be too late for them once humans have drawn their weapons. Hence why they tend to strike first, rather than waiting. That's not too different from how humans think sometimes. That's what I meant by shared emotions. It appears it was in a hurry because of this unconscious fungus.
Seems like they might be family. So maybe this fungus wanted to bring Nahida here to help its family member.
Probably. Although fungi are simple creatures, they're maybe it noticed me on my way back and thought I'd be able to help. I'll take a look. I should be able to help if it's just a common illness.
What is it, Nahida?
Strange. Very strange. This fungus didn't develop from a spore. It's an elemental life form.
Huh? An elemental life form?
Yes. Although the fungi you normally see are capable of using elemental powers, they're merely borrowing elemental power from nature around them. As for this fungus, it has elemental power flowing through it. Definitely not anything like your typical fungus. Exactly. This is very interesting. I've never...
So this is a first even for Nahida.
But that's not all. There's a large void within its elemental power. The void is stopping the elemental power from flowing normally, which must be why it fainted.
So do you think it'll wake up if we can fill the void?
Yes, and I just so happen to be good at this sort of thing. I'll see what I can do right away.
नाहिदा का स्टोरी केस चल रहा है दूसरा पार्ट.
My power was compatible. Looks like everything is fine now.
ट्रैवलर नाहिदा को देखा था घूमते हुए तो उससे बात किया और बातचीत के दौरान एक फंगस आया.
Is it really the Lord of Tendro?
जो कि
Oh, I can't believe
चिंतित है एक ऐसे फंगस के लिए जो पूरी तरह से एलिमेंटल पावर से बना हुआ है.
creature next to you.
मीन्स उसके अंदर ही एलिमेंटल पावर है, जबकि और सारे फंगस अराउंड नेचर से लेते हैं उस पावर को.
Oh, I didn't expect such a strange creature to make a sound like that. Seems I'm just as shocked as you are.
What? Of course Paimon can talk. Paimon isn't a strange creature. Paimon's just... Paimon!
Hello, Paimon. I am not yet able to evaluate an organism's intelligence from its appearance. I will only know you are able to speak once you have spoken.
Oh, well, no need to take it seriously. It's no big deal.
पाइमन को फंगस रिकॉग्नाइज नहीं कर पाया कि पाइमन कौन सा क्रिएचर है.
But does Paimon really look so dumb that people might think Paimon doesn't know how to talk?
You misunderstand, Paimon. A mouth is used for eating, breathing, and other functions that are more important than speaking. So a creature may not speak, even if it has a mouth. I've never seen a creature like you before, so I dared not make the assumption that you could speak. Even if you do possess a number of human traits, it is still very common for creatures to have similar external forms but completely different interiors, just like fungi and slimes.
Did this fungus study at the academia? It seems even more talkative than Paimon.
You're not a fungus, are you?
That's correct. This might be surprising to you, and I'm sure that you must have questions. Let's find somewhere else to talk. It might startle my fellow family members if I speak too much using this strange voice. Me. It says that it's very thankful for your help.
I was confident that I knew of all the creatures in Tibet. Even if there are ones I've never seen with my own eyes, I thought I possessed all the relevant knowledge about them. However, even if I were to lay out the traits of all elemental life forms, you don't seem to match any of them. What are you? And where did you come from?
I come from an ancient race. We have existed for a very long time, possibly longer than any records in existence. My home was filled with flowing water and great mountains. Lush grass covered the land, and my family and I lived in bliss and happiness until the apocalypse came and changed my home forever. A horrifying power consumed all there was. The seeds of catastrophe nested and grew inside of us, twisting and warping us, causing us to lose control. We were victims of the apocalypse. Yet, in time, we also became the apocalypse itself.
The apocalypse? I'm not sure what it means either.
It's a long and complicated story. It will take me some time to explain.
Don't worry, we'll listen.
I was lucky and managed to survive. Afterward, I left with some of my family and came to Sumerut. We came in contact with many species and learned from their cultures and knowledge. We later found out that humans know the power of the apocalypse and refer to it as forbidden.
Your home was destroyed by forbidden knowledge? Does that mean you're from the desert?
It said that they are looking for a way to
अभी
save
तो
their
नहीं कर रहे,
homeland, but the catastrophe of the desert
बट
should
आर्मी
have
को
ended a
देखना हो
long
तो
time
कर
ago.
सकते हैं.
The Lord of Dendro is correct. We are not from the desert. I would very much like to tell you the location of my homeland, but unfortunately, I've forgotten. That may sound a little odd, as it is very important to both me and my family.
गेम का नाम बताओ, किसका देखना है?
Yes, how could you forget?
I am a life form that was contaminated by the apocalypse. A part of my knowledge and memory.
Ah, I get it now. So the void of elemental power was left... I'm sorry.
That's okay. Lord of Dendro, there is no need to apologize. Without your help, and not only did you save me, but you've also already rid the world of the remaining forbidden knowledge, right?
पब्लिक है ही कितना जो
That's
पब्लिक
right.
डिमांड का कोई
The
डाटा
forbidden
बनेगा.
knowledge is no more, and your homeland should be safe now.
My home should be safe now. We can go home. For the longest time, this moment has only seemed like a dream. I never knew it would become a reality so quickly. I was unable to fulfill our calling. I never found a way to save my homeland, and I have even forgotten where it is.
It's not your fault. You've already done everything you can. Every species paid a grave price in the fight against forbidden knowledge. This is not a responsibility you should carry on your own. You mentioned that there were other survivors besides yourself. Where are they? Maybe they'll remember.
The apocalypse put us through immense pain. Many of my family members have already met
दो
their
पोस्ट है
end.
ना.
I'm not sure who else is still alive.
Don't worry, I should be able to find them. Just leave it to me. I'll leave the rainforest to the Aranara. And as for the city...
Oh yeah, they'll give us a hand.
Give me a moment. I'll contact them right now.
हेलो सैडो, तो पोल में डालने के लिए भी कुछ होना चाहिए ना. क्यों ये गेम अच्छा नहीं लग रहा?
That should do it. It may take some time to find them, so let's wait for a bit.
Thank you, Lord of Dendro. We all believe that you will keep your promises. The moment I saw you when I awoke, I had a feeling you were here because of the agreement.
Agreement?
You might not remember, but this is a prophecy that we deeply believe in. That the Lord of Dendro will bring us home once the catastrophe comes to an end.
Ah, I see. I'm sorry. There are also some blurry, but I'm very concerned about your homeland. this is something...
Would you all be willing to come with me somewhere as we... The more family members that can return
देखते
home
हैं,
with me,
श्योर नहीं है कि
the
ऐसा
better.
कुछ पोल या पोस्ट डालेंगे.
But didn't you say that you don't know where they are?
Yes, but I know their end. I will explain it to you along the way.
There's something that I'm very concerned about. Yes. I didn't mention it just now, but do you remember when I told you that the power in the crystal is very similar to mine, yet also different? The elemental power inside the crystal is completely identical to that of the fungus.
What?
Exactly. The prophecy that it mentioned was probably an agreement that I made with an elemental life form that once represented its race. I had to deal with the forbidden knowledge to save their homeland. The process, however, took away some of my memories. That sequence of events would explain the persistent feeling that I had unfinished business.
Makes sense. Too bad it's unable to tell us more.
Yeah, I've been trying to think of a place that fits the description. Agreed. I really want to send them home.
Hello.
The road here is a little rough. I'll lead the way.
Don't worry, Paimon can handle any road! Ah! Enemies! You're up, traveler!
Bow your head.
Doing night as a story के second part.
You want this one? An oversight on my part.
Amazing. With such skills, you all would have definitely...
Hey! Paimon has been meaning to ask.
No, we didn't. The appearance of our kind will change according to the environment. After communicating with various living organisms in Sumeru, we discovered that fungi are the life form most adapted to live in these lands. Thus, we gradually took the form of fungi.
It's hard to believe that's even possible.
The most important instinct any life form possesses is adapting to... Your hand is shaped like that for a reason. So, the reason why fungi absorb elemental power is to blend with the environment. We are dendro life forms, one of the most ancient life forms in this land.
So you mean, if Paimon wanted to, Paimon could change into a different form as well?
Hello.
Not as freely, I'm afraid. You would require a long time to make that happen. Although this is common sense to us, it is still extremely difficult to explain. You cannot make a sprout grow into a giant tree instantly.
I see. Humans have a term for this. It's called...
Ah, you're so smart, Nahida! Paimon gets it now!
Growth. I see. Yes.
आ तो रहे हैं
This
आपके
is
भी
what you would call
कमेंट.
growth.
कुछ फालतू लिख रहे होगे तो
Most
रुक जा रहे
beautiful
होगा.
word. I shall enjoy it more as we walk.
No. I am playing since 4.1 version.
We're about halfway there. You're doing great, Paimon. Do you need me to carry you on my back?
Huh? Oh, no! Paimon was just curious! Paimon isn't that tired.
He seems to enjoy taking care of others.
You think so? Does the Lord of Dendro need to be carried?
That would be awkward, wouldn't it? Why don't you fly up and sit on top of my head?
We can figure out who'll carry who later! We have monsters here!
Settle down.
I think we may have a different understanding of cat. No matter whether it's tired or not, my child is always happy when I put it on my back and get...
Child? You mean the fungi we ran into early?
Yes. One was my friend, and the other was my child.
Why can't your kid speak?
Because it's just a fungus. I don't want my presence to change or affect the original state. However, it is slightly different from an ordinary fungus.
Oh, then it must be a really cute name. You know, like Bongo Head.
You have an odd taste for names.
Huh? Paimon thinks that name is great.
Strange and cute at the same time. It's a name...
That's right.
The name I came up with was not as creative as Paimon's. Its name is... I'm sorry, but I've forgotten. Yes, I must remember it before I return. Yes, this way. We're almost there.
It's... the witch?
Yes, I have heard humans also call it that before. It's the last form we take when we're at the end of our life.
It's trying to say that when they've suffered enough and reached the end of their life, they become a tumor of...
Yes, I would have also suffered the same fate if it wasn't for the Lord of Dendro's help.
So... this is how the wither... Previous research has revealed that forbidden knowledge is the root cause of the withering. But even if forbidden knowledge has been completely removed, its influence still remains. Which is why the withering remains even after forbidden knowledge. They've been tormented by forbidden knowledge for a long time. But what a sad and pitiful end.
When I left my homeland, flowers like these filled the fields. Each bloom, they grew in the pristine lakes, in the fertile soil. In my home, they grew everywhere. Until the world... But it's all right. Our life essence. After an adventurer clears the withering, I will quietly draw near the area. If I can sense the elemental power of my companions, then I take them with me.
But that would mean the effects of forbidden knowledge could...
It's okay. That's not important. It's not right to leave them to simply perish in the open like this. Now that we finally have the chance to return home, each one I manage to bring back will make me that much...
I understand. Just leave it. So you're worried about me. It's fine. It's natural to want to be overcautious when dealing...
Paimon doesn't get what you two are talking about, but we're all... Now let's do this! We've dealt with the withering countless times already.
तो क्या करे, हल्ला मचा।
Let the mighty be humbled.
Let's dance.
Bow your head.
Let the show begin.
There's a tear in my robe. Settle down.
Grow, grow, grow!
Bow your head. Silence!
यहीं तो है।
The tides beckon.
अरे यार,
As I expected, it's the last of my kind that I'm aware of. So it wasn't able to make it to the end.
I hope that you will be free of this pain after returning home.
Just thinking about how many elemental life forms have turned into tumors of the
It's okay. As long as elemental power still exists, an external form is but a gift of time. Through growth.
It wouldn't have come to this if we were able to cure them earlier. But I will cure all of them. Even if it's just for this.
Thank you, Lord of Dendro. It was a wise choice for us to place our trust in you and wait.
Hold on. I think I got something. Oh, I see. Okay, I understand. Thank you so much. So, they found a fungus that matches the description I gave them.
It must be in a similar situation as I was. We should hurry and go take a look.
Okay, follow me.
I'll protect us.
अच्छा, गेम का कैरेक्टर अभी खुद बात कर रहा है।
We're close now. It's just a little further inside.
But there are so many fungi here. They're probably... Yeah, they won't be happy to see us.
No fighting. These are all its family. Although we belong to different species, we've spent a long time living among... They can be reasonable, as long as...
What should we do? But you'll need Nahita's power if you want to save that fun.
I've got an idea. Can you teach me how to change into a fungus?
You want to transform into a fungus? But
Nahita is a god. Changing into a fungus should be a piece of cake for her.
even gods can't bend the laws of time so easily.
Then we'll have to enter with the risk of being noticed. We may not be able to avoid a fight, but if spending some of my power will guarantee the safety of you and its family, then I'm willing to try.
All right. You have great elemental power, so You will have to use power equal to that which is required to break through the limitations of time. I will lend you the relevant knowledge that I have. It should make your transformation process a little easier.
Alright, I'm ready. Changing into a fungus should be quite an interesting experience.
Lord of Dendro, this is
बात तो
nothing
तुम
to
सही
joke
कह रहे
about. I am extremely serious about this.
अभी हमारा ज़्यादा बोलने का मन नहीं है.
As am I. I'm not joking at all.
और ऐसे भी इसमें बातें चल ही रही है तो बोले
If
क्या
it's
हम.
really possible to turn into a fungus, then why don't we give it a try now?
Okay. Good luck, Lord of Dendro.
हम भी इनकी ही बातें सुन रहे थे.
Wow, you really turned into a fungus!
It's actually not too bad. My perspective, the unconscious fungus, is just below here. Can you all...
Oh, how do we do that?
I'll get close to them while you make your way over from above. You should be able to identify them using elemental sight since they're elemental life form. Then, all you have to do is repeat the correct answer in your mind. As long as I meet...
Okay, got it.
Let me lure away the fungi up top and make way for you.
All right, good luck, Nahida. Let's go, Traveler.
There's a fungus on patrol in the center there. It looks pretty vigilant, so I'd better go... Why is it reacting like that? Uh-oh, the fungus on patrol noticed me. No.
हाँ हम तो बहुत बड़े गायक हो रहे हैं ना.
There's a fungus on patrol in the center there. It looks... It seems they didn't notice me. It seems that fungus won't be moving for the moment. This is the spot. There are several fungi here. I'll hide and wait for the traveler to catch up.
क्या गुनगुना दे ये तो बताओ.
So this is the one. Understood.
Nahida, what's wrong?
I never knew that it was so tiring to change forms like that. I even used the techniques that it taught me.
The power of time accumulates slowly and goes unnoticed. A great price is to be paid if you wish to perform drastic changes instantly.
हम ये तक नहीं सुन रहे हैं या फिर देख रहे हैं कि कौन सा सॉन्ग ट्रेंडिंग
Thank
में
you
है.
for everything you've done. All seems to have gone according to plan.
मैं भी शायद अभी पिछले सप्ताह में रेडियो मिर्ची सुन रहे थे तो उसमें कुछ था ट्रेंडिंग
It's not easy.
सॉन्ग्स, बट
Need long
अभी
time.
ध्यान में नहीं है.
It's okay, I have good news. Let me explain it to you the fungi way.
नहीं.
Apocalypse ended? Go home now?
Yes, unfortunately, I've forgotten where home is. I was hoping you still remembered.
I remember. Really? That's great! Home. Dendro Dragon.
Dendro Dragon. Ah, yes, the Dendro Dragon. I'm sorry, I just got so excited. I've probably never expressed...
Oh, wait a minute. Paimon's confused. Do you mean the
Yeah.
Dendro Dragon?
Yes, they're both dragons, but Apep, the Dendro Dragon, has been around for longer and has accumulated. But I don't quite understand.
Because we live inside the Dendro Dragon.
The Dendro Dragon. Inside.
There is an entire world inside the Dendro Dragon's body. The Dendro Dragon, it once told us in a majestic voice that once we finally matured, we'd be able to start life. However, that day never came.
Paimon's still confused.
Yes, a very good example. It appears that you're much smarter than Paimon. The only difference is that the Dendro Dragon is much, much larger than any Dendro slime.
Wait, then if that's the case, doesn't.
Yes, that is correct. What has suddenly made you look so worried, Lord of Dendro?
Apep is the most adaptable life form in the world. The forbidden knowledge should have become. Which means that if all the forbidden knowledge has been eliminated.
Then a big void will also form inside the dragon.
I'm afraid so. Its body and soul have probably been in terrible shape for some time now. No wonder I haven't seen Apep for so long. But how did it get contaminated? Was it due to the destruction of King Deshret's civilization? But anyway, Apep disappeared and has been gone. Yes! How could I have forgotten it? If the Dendro Dragon fails to hang on, the elemental power inside it will no longer be able to maintain its form and will all be dispersed. Dendro elemental power of that concentration will cause the rainforest to overgrow. Giant trees will completely block out the sun. Plants and humans will fight over.
Hey, what about the crystal?
Yes, I'm sorry. Have you two ever seen anything like this before?
No.
Its power feels very familiar. I'm sorry our memory...
It's okay. I'll contact my helpers just... I'm counting on you all. Your info is crucial to us now. Let's wait for their reply again. Though I know waiting can feel unbearable at...
Thank you.
I explained to them that...
Go home. Leave. Hard decision. Don't know. They are weak and waiting. And I...
Don't worry. I understand what you are trying to say. Family is very important to us. No matter when we were actually family. Can you do one last thing for it?
Of course. I can relate to how it's feeling. I need to organize my thoughts as well.
Thank you. That and so I don't like plant.
There are two things that it wants you to do. One is to look after the land that the food is grown in.
Soil. There. Paimon understood that. No need to translate. We'll take care. Let the show begin.
किधर टेस्ट करना है?
It planted all the seeds! It's time to handle the invading plant life!
जो पिकू
Wildfire flowers! It wasn't kidding when it said plants were invading!
Bow your head.
Whew. That should be all of them. Yeah, I've calmed down now. But it doesn't...
Can you tell us about the Dendro Dragon? We don't know anything about it.
Well, the history... Sumeria was a Pep's territory.
Oh, so there was no desert back then?
Not at first. In an attempt to adapt to its new environment,
No wonder those two elemental...
a Pep has always seen itself as the master. However, powerless conflicts between the... As far as I know, a Pep had been... I'm not sure what may have led it to become involved, but the crystal that I have in my possession is probably the key.
Let's dance.
केन से ज़्यादा डैमेज आता है।
Thank you, Lord of Dendro. You really like them, don't you? Family. Like. Do you not like your family? That's not what Paimon meant. It's just that there's no natural family like
अगले अपडेट में आने वाला है।
Paimon doesn't quite understand.
What it's trying to say is
ऐसी
that as
न्यूज़
long as
चल रही है
family
मार्केट
members
में।
get along well, then nothing. You place importance on appearances, but we do not. These are all things that are more reliable than mere external appearances.
Oh, Paimon gets it now. Looks can always check. It wouldn't matter. Paimon would still be able to recognize you right away.
Oh? Understood. Thank you. Still nothing new from the forest. Seems like we won't be able to find your other family member. It appears we are out of leads to follow. And...
Sorry.
It's okay. It isn't your fault. I don't think it's a coincidence that neither... Maybe it's because the crystal has a very close connection to forbidden knowledge, which causes memories of it to be unclear. And if that's the case, finding the other fungi still wouldn't help us at all.
The crystal in the apocalypse, Lord of Dendro. Do you still
I do. What about...
The prophecy is a story that connects events of the past and the future. A family member, the rest of the family did not approve of its opinion at the time.
Preserving the apocalypse? Do you mean that there's still some that has...
That's not very likely. The power of Irminsul covers every inch of the land. Did the prophecy say where that family member went?
to the limitless depths east of Sumeru.
Yeah, that must be the chasm, right?
जोंगली का जब मेन
Why
बैनर
is
आएगा
it
तब
doing
निकालना
there?
जोंगली, और क्या अगर उस पर कंफर्म ना हो तो।
It's impossible to preserve forbidden knowledge. What if it can be converted to a different form? I'm sorry if I'm suddenly not making any sense. Follow me. I'll explain it once we find that elemental...
हाँ तो जब कंफर्म ही नहीं है तो निकाल के क्या करोगे? चलो आपको डैमेज देखना था, दिखाते हैं डैमेज। 10 के से तो ऊपर है।
Go, Barbara, go! I'll protect us.
Silence!
अभी कोई बफ नहीं है।
Bow your head.
देख लिए बिना बफ के।
So that elemental life form came all the way here on its own and spent a long time by itself? Wouldn't it already have become the Withering like the others?
There is a chance that it could avoid that end, using the power of something here. I'm referring to what was used to fight against the Abyss. It has the ability to purify and stabilize powers that forbidden knowledge that its light has shone upon is kept here for... Yep. It's just like soap bubbles that rise to the water's surface.
Another strange metaphor. But
What the Lord of Dendro means is that the apocalypse was altered by the power of the giants.
Yes, and it shouldn't be far from here. Let's go and take a...
रहने दो, नहीं आ रहा तो क्या दिक्कत है? पागल हो गया लोग, छोटी छोटी बात पे हल्ला मचाए रहता है। अच्छा तो उसे बुला दे, है ना? कहाँ है वहीं तो नहीं पता।
It's over there! Looks like we'll have to clear out the oozing filth in this area. You two should be able to take care of it, right?
yep, know what to do. I'll just use the lumen stone on the oozing concretion. Let the show begin.
There's a tear in my robe.
Oh, we finally managed to rescue.
It should be the life form from the prophecy.
That light.
Wait. Something. What's going on? Didn't he?
Maybe it's because such a long amount of time. Although the power of the oozing filth is more stable than that, it might have lost its mind after being...
Oh no. But we still have.
I should be able to purge it with my elemental power. But this is our only chance.
Traveler.
It's
Hello.
I trust your judgment.
Oh, yeah! You said that the elemental power in the crystal was identical to theirs.
You want to use its power, but
The Lord of Dendro
Thanks
seems
for the
hesitant.
suggestions,
I
Joru.
too would. It's risky to use its power without fully understanding its intended use.
Don't understand. This no good, that no good.
Yes, I understand. But this is our only chance to return home.
it's okay. There's no need to argue. I'll think of something to do about the elemental power. How about this? Traveler, you could try using it. I understand that you have an amazing resistance to forbidden knowledge.
Don't overdo it, Traveler. Paimon will be...
Lord of Dendro, and you others. How long have I been waiting here?
Yay! Looks like it worked!
Lord of Dendro, here in person. Does that mean the apocalypse has come to an end? Wait, did you get smaller again?
I'm sorry. That portion of my memory is highly unreliable at the moment. I can't seem to remember who you are.
That sounds about right. After all, the purpose of my existence is precisely for those unreliable memories you speak of. You once said that the apocalypse will be completely eradicated, and that relevant memories will become unstable. Even you couldn't promise that you'd remember our agreement after those events take place. However, you are definitely someone who stays true to your word. My sacrifice is nothing compared to your resolve.
You and I made the agreement?
Yes, you used your power to protect me. That is the reason why I was able to survive here. To be honest, I'm nearing my end. I had thought I'd be stronger than this.
No one can withstand the power of the apocalypse.
In order to preserve a somewhat stable memory, I had to change the power of the apocalypse into a different form. Only the giant spike that fell from the sky was capable of doing something like that. But the moment I chose to go through with it is the moment I lost my chance of being rescued by the Lord of Dendro. But enough about me. Lord of Dendro, let's get to the important matter at hand. As you can see, I won't last much longer.
I understand, and I'm sorry, but... Can you please tell me what this is?
This is a fire seed.
It's an essential item for saving the Dendro Dragon. Thankfully, it appears to be in good condition. The Lord of Dendro and our people created this item together. It mimics how the Dendro Dragon's heart of Oasis operates. The Dendro Dragon has been tormented by the apocalypse for far too long. It too is nearing the end of its power. However, if you are able to reactivate its heart of Oasis using the Fire Seed, then the Dendro Dragon will begin to recover. And as a result, our homeland will return to the way it once was.
Oh, so no wonder the crystal was able to heal this fungus just now.
What? You used the Fire Seed to save me?
Mm-hmm. What?
That's... never mind. It's not your fault. You didn't know. The Fire Seed contains a high concentration of elemental power, and it is not stable in its current form.
Since I am its creator, I will take responsibility for it.
All right. Aside from being able to heal the Dendro Dragon, the Fire Seed in other words, you will be able to find the But you should hurry. There is the...
What about...
Forget about me.
Everyone is returning home.
As I told you, I've already... Lord of Dendro, I thank you. Our past has been saved. It's enough for me.
Hey! Wait! It turned into...
Can you use the Lumen Stone once more? I can still feel its elemental power. Please, of all of us,
This is a small ball of light that it left behind.
I can feel it. Do not be sad, my friends. Its wish has come true, and it's...
Because its external form doesn't matter.
Yes, because our external form does not matter, and our home has been saved. There is nothing more important than being together with family.
जा रहे हो कि फिर से आए हो उसके लिए हाय कर रहे हो? बाय.
It's not much further. Follow... Let's dance! I can feel its power lingering and shifting around us. Sometimes it feels distant, but other times it seems close. This is its way of warning us. It has already noticed our presence.
You won't be able to see anything if we keep going that way. Hey, look! Something's over there!
We found it. A pep, the Dendro Dragon.
Paimon knew it would be big, but not that big!
Puny god, puny human, leave my domain. Frail life forms like you cannot survive in the endless sands of the desert.
A pep, we're here to save you.
I do not need saving, especially not by you, Boo. You are no different from Amun. Both of you have only existed for a fraction of what you know as time. Yet you call yourselves lords of this land by leaning on the heavens' glow. You're better off paying attention to your path ahead, as you will fall where you've fallen before.
I know that you hate both gods and humans, but you've grown too weak now. Can't you let go of your hatred, even for only a moment?
Let go. For only a moment, foolish Booer. You will find no gratefulness from me, even if you heal me. You will only be reviving the dragon that will destroy Sumeru and the Seven Nations.
No, you're ill, that's all.
That I am. Time will bring death to all. It's unavoidable. I am different from the ancient dragons that came to terms with you.
There's no need for this. There's no point in fighting. What we need is the truth.
The truth. The shackles that the God of Wisdom cannot escape from. I have paid dearly for the truth, and you shall do the same soon enough.
Hey, don't leave!
Careful, something's coming.
Ah! What is that? Paimon's never seen...
It's our family.
Huh? They're your family too? But they don't look
External form not important. Inner nature
Hello, Joe.
The composition of their elemental power is identical to ours. In other words,
Is this what they've become after experiencing the apocalypse?
this is also a form of adaptation. Although a most gruesome and pitiful, they've gradually taken this form in order to survive the apocalypse.
Is there any way to avoid fighting them?
Hey! Can you guys talk? We're here to rescue you!
They've given it their all just to survive.
They're being drawn by the fire seed. Only its power can... All that remains are the instincts to survive and search for energy needed to do so.
So this is the result of forbidden knowledge.
Would our world become the same if forbidden knowledge was allowed to rampage across Teyvat? Like fish struggling on land, unable to find a single puddle of fresh water in the entire world.
Yes, but please try to be gentle with them. Let...
Let the show begin. Paimon thinks they used up all their
ऐसा क्या
strength.
है बायो में?
They don't seem aggressive. They want to go home.
Yes, it was never their intention to leave the Dendro Dragon.
Is there a way to make them revert to their elemental? Years of torment is what turned them into their current state. It seems only the fire seed or a Pep's Heart of Oasis can save them. But it'll be risky if we use the fire seed again.
Correct. We cannot use the fire.
Everyone goes home.
This is...
Let me think for a second. It's fine. Let's use the power of the fire seed. I can't bear leaving them in the desert like this. Don't worry, the decision is on me. I'll take responsibility for whatever happens. It won't require much elemental power. But as long as I use my elemental power to stabilize it a little, it shouldn't be a problem.
Thank you. Sorry. Stubborn.
Thank you, Lord of Dendro.
Returning home is the most important thing to you. I'm not doing this just to protect you, but also because I hope to use you and your experience and try speaking to a pep again. After all, that giant dendro dragon is also your family. Maybe it would listen.
अब हम क्या ही बोले इस पे.
I will stand with you, Lord of Dendro. I will never forget you.
Thank you. Alright, here it goes.
Family. We will all be able to go home soon.
Whoa. It's shining now.
Endless amounts of knowledge and emotions are moving inside of me. To imagine such growth could be achieved in such a short period of time.
It's because you're carrying everyone's hopes and dreams.
Yes, finally.
This is the last part. Let's go.
Let's dance.
और आप दोनों क्या डाल रखे हो? आप और आपकी बंदी. आप लोग भी तो कुछ डाल ही रखे होगे.
Silence!
और आपकी बंदी ने ये तो हो गया जालिम दुनिया को बताने के लिए. अब सच्चाई बताओ.
This cave is huge. Could this be where the dendro dragon lives? Yeah. Who knows what's inside that cave?
goal is not only to find the dragon, but to also enter the world inside of it. That will be impossible if we can't get it to cooperate with us.
But how are we gonna do that? It doesn't seem to want to help at all.
I'll see what I can do. Pep, I know we don't see eye to eye, and that we have a very different understanding of the world and its orders. However, we are both born of elemental power, and both suffered the torment of forbidden knowledge. We are not that different. And right now, we share a common enemy. We should not let our differences get in the way.
Wonder if the Dendro Dragons even will.
I don't care about what you believe in, who you hate, or what you've done in the name of hatred. Nor do I'm here to save both you and your people. They've been searching for a way to save you ever since they left their homeland. They yearn for a chance to, and now that everything is over, all the hatred that you harbor has lost its meaning. Rather than continuing to fight, you should consider the light.
No response.
Your eagerness to survive means that you haven't given up on that world yet.
नमस्ते सातोरू, क्या हाल है?
If you claim to know so much more than I, then why don't you truly think about why you want to survive? And
Paimon is getting sucked in!
please keep everyone safe. And send us to the homeland.
Nahida, where are we? Huh? And what about the Traveler?
I was only able to ensure that we made it here safely. It's possible we are...
Well, then let's go have a look up ahead.
Yep, let's go. I wouldn't worry too much. The trap...
Paimon knows that. It's just that Paimon isn't used to not having the travel... Let's hurry. He might be just up ahead.
सातोरी और अननोन अलग अलग है ना?
That should be the heart of Oasis. All we need to do is light it with the fire seed, and
अच्छा,
it will
दोनों
restore
एक ही है?
Pep with elemental power. The damage it suffered internally will also slowly be...
Then let's hurry and light it. We still need to find the Traveler.
Alright, hang on.
Wait! The fire seed! What happened?
It shattered. It was even more
भूले नहीं
unstable
है,
than I expected.
बस बंदी बन गई है तो उसी में खोए हुए हैं.
We barely used it.
अपने बंदी का
I'm not
बंदी
sure.
बने हुए हैं अभी.
Perhaps the fire seed was only capable of protecting one person? But if I didn't use its power on
जब थोड़ा
everyone,
सा छुट्टी
there's no
मिलता
way
है
of
उससे
knowing
तो
where
फिर
you could have been sucked into. And even if that's the case,
बाकी दुनिया में भी
there's no...
थोड़ा बहुत चहल पहल कर लेते हैं.
Unless I was already in a weakened state when I created this fire seed, which would be when we had first saved the desert.
Oh no. Wait, let's put that aside for a moment. If the fire seed has shattered, wouldn't that mean we came all this way for nothing? Oh. Do you know what we should do now, Nahida?
Don't worry, Paimon. This is my responsibility. The fire seed is although my elemental power is slightly different than that of elemental life forms, I gained a better understanding of it when I turned into a fungus. So, all I have to do is imitate that power, while adding some of my own.
You're gonna become the fire seed?
Yes. It'll take a lot of power from me, but I might, however,
What happens if you keep getting smaller?
I'll become a blade of grass or a twig. Basically, I will be able to unleash power beyond my limits if I can reverse the process of growth.
क्या हुआ सातोरु?
But you
इतने
lose
दर्द में क्यों हो?
everything. Well, no, that's all right. None of that matters
एट
compared
नाइन
to the dangers
जीरो
that the pet is
एट
facing
नाइन
right now.
1762.
No, wait! There has to be another way. Besides, what will Sumeru do if you turn into a twig?
Maybe you and the Traveler can plant me in the soil of Sumeru once it is all. I can still communicate with the world through the forest. It's just that you won't be able to see me for some time.
You can't be serious. If the Traveler were here, he definitely wouldn't let you go. If we knew this was how you were going to take responsibility...
I'm sorry, Paimon, but not all eagles who have fallen to the ground can soar in the sky once again.
No. The fire seed shattered, and Nahida's, she's...
I know. A sacrifice must be made, but not by the Lord of Dendro. We've all grown on this long journey. If the purpose of that growth was to return home, then our wishes
कितने
have come
विशेष में
true.
निकली है तो बताओ.
Would you lend us your power?
You knew it would come to this. All the knowledge,
वाह,
language, and emotions that you
तब
have
तो
learned
आप काफी लकी
will
हो.
be reverted into pure elemental energy. In your new homeland, nothing of who you were will remain. You won't be remembered by anyone. Is that truly the return you've always dreamed of?
Lord of Dendro, don't be sad. This is not your home. We go home.
हमारे नेम
Lord
का
of Dendro
विशेष
should
वाले वीडियो
also
देखोगे ना,
go
रोना आ
home.
जाएगा.
Hear us, please. Feel our heartfelt desires. Awaken!
कॉन्स्टलेशन. अरे अरे, आप देखना, पहले वीडियो देखना.
To imagine such growth in such a short period of time.
It's because you're carrying everyone's hopes and dreams.
Settle down.
I'll protect us.
Silence.
Thank you for protecting your elemental power. Goodbye.
हाँ, मिला ना, लेकिन
We may
नेव
never
का
meet
नहीं.
again. I will wait for her no matter how long it takes. This is the agreement we made.
हाँ, डिलीट का सीवन कितने काम का है बताओ आप ही. उससे बढ़िया कोई नया कैरेक्टर दे देता. यार, इनको लगता है डिलीट का
Let's dance.
सीवन बहुत बड़ा चीज है. क्या करोगे, लड़कियां काटती ही हैं, चाहे रियल लाइफ में हो या फिर गेम में।
Make yourselves a move.
I learned a wonderful word. It's news, which means light. It will be your name from now on. Sounds like me.
सुप्रभात श्रुति।
Let's dance.
Silence!
Hey! Can you hear Paimon? Say something! You fungi said that your form didn't matter, right?
Their knowledge, memories, and emotions have been reverted to elemental power and released. The guardians that have accompanied me for countless eras have also transformed into my elemental power. They will be born once again now that they're one. There's nothing to be sad about.
But that's different! They won't ever be the same. Paimon, we will never understand it, and it will never understand us. That's how it's destined to be. But as long as you can be healthy again, then nothing else matters to me, Apep. Samara will be free from threat as long as your health is maintained.
I thought that my rage would be kindled once my power returned to me. However, what I feel now is a feeling that has long eluded me. The feeling of peace.
The forbidden knowledge influenced you ever since you were contaminated, greatly amplifying your hatred and rage.
कल ही।
Yes, there's no denying that. Although my hatred
अरे
for
वाह,
that
क्या
usurper
डिलीट तो
from
पहले से
beyond the
था हमारे
heavens
पास।
still stirs deep within me. Be that as it may,
C1 लेके
my
उसका क्या ही
position
मिलना
still
है हमें,
stands,
उससे बढ़िया कोई नया
and I
कैरेक्टर
will
होता।
have nothing to do with you. When you inevitably perish due to your ever-expanding
उससे बढ़िया होता कि
curiosity, I will
डिलीट
still
का
sneer
C1 की
and
जगह
mock you in
नेम ही
my
दे
heart.
देता।
Yeesh! Who can put up with you? I respect your decision, and with time, I will prove to you that we will not repeat our mistakes. Before you begin resting, there is one last thing I would like to know. How did you become affected by forbidden knowledge?
It's a long story. We all once believed in the distant past that only forbidden knowledge could give us enough power to defeat the heavenly principles. The Dragon King acquired the power of darkness from outside of this world and led us in a fight against the order established by the outsiders.
Dragon King?
An unimaginable war took place into that, causing destruction on an unprecedented scale. The world itself was on the verge of collapse. In war, the victor would inherit the right to shape the world, while the losers must. But I didn't give up on searching
अरे
for a
आपका
way to
लक
turn the tides,
मस्त लक है।
even after the death of the Dragon King. As I attempted to collect more forbidden knowledge from the corners of the world, as it was on the verge of collapse,
श्रुति बिजी
I
माइंड में
was
कब से
stopped by
होना
the
होगी?
giant spike that fell from the sky. Sand dunes arose where there was only forest.
But you still didn't give up, did you?
Yes, Al-Ahmar eventually obtained this power with the help of Nabu Malikata. His ambitions continued to grow, and he planned to establish a powerful kingdom in my domain. Although I didn't think much of him, I allowed his actions under one condition. The condition was that after his death, all the knowledge he came to accumulate would belong to me. At that time, I still harbored deep regrets. By the time the Dragon King finally returned, the world had irrevocably changed.
अभी
Some of the
देखते हैं
dragons
मतलब।
have grown close to your kind and have forgotten all about our hatred from when the world was taken from us. And some died, leaving behind nothing but their bones. While others chose to flee after experiencing pain
आपके लक
and
के साथ साथ
agony.
आपके बंदे का भी लक है ना आपके साथ।
But for me, the scales and will of the Dragon King still shine bright in my heart, even to this day.
बस 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 समझ गए।
I
टॉप
will
करना है
follow
श्रुति
them
को।
until the end of my time.
You really are insane.
When Alakmar's proud kingdom collapsed, however, what I gained was no benefit. I used up all my strength just trying to keep the pain under control. I had no energy to analyze the knowledge he had accumulated. But even then, I still believed that his insanity was far greater than that of my own.
So that's how the apocalypse started.
स्पेक्स टूट गया मतलब।
I admit that I fell for his trap. I was like a final failsafe in his plan. Tiny Boomer, and the rest of you, continue forward. I shall keep a watchful eye. How far will a life so dear and precious to the heavenly principles be able to go?
ये क्या होता है स्पेक्टेकल्स?
Hey, looks like we've been sent back out. Still in one piece, too.
The dragon will need to rest for a very long time before it is fully healthy again. It's
अरे
not as ruthless as it was before. Curing the dragon of its illness has seemingly made it more open to reason.
Nobody's in a good mood when they're feeling sick. Even though we accomplished something really important, Paimon still doesn't feel happy for some reason.
अरे सतारू क्या बोले, बड़ी
Although
लोगों
they'll
की
still
बड़ी
have the
बातें।
chance to be born again,
चश्मे को
they've
स्पेक्स
lost it,
बोलते
and
हैं।
each opportunity for growth is unique in its own way. Perhaps the immense power we released was the pouring out of all these irreplaceable emotions that had built up over
क्योंकि
time.
चश्मा बोलना अच्छा नहीं लगता
Can
ना।
you really call a place with no family your home?
श्रुति चश्मा कब से पहनती है तो
Right! The
पता भी नहीं चला।
hydrofungus left behind its family. Those two fungi might be waiting for it to return.
Oh, yeah. Let's hurry and go take a look. How are we...
हमको कहाँ से पता होगा? Another quest really good था। हमें तो पता है कि श्रुति पढ़ने पे बहुत ध्यान देती है। अच्छा बताया है। भूल गए होंगे तो क्षमा प्रार्थी है, अगर श्रुति ने बताया और हम भूल गए तो। मतलब सतारू
Let's dance.
sorry. I really am. Don't be sad. It did it to protect you.
तो
It
श्रुति
set them
पटना कब
newer
आ
as
रही
its
है?
most important family member. That's your name, isn't it? Oh. This is wonderful. They will definitely meet again. Someday.
सब कुछ एग्जाम के बाद तो फाइनली पटना आ जाओगे या मतलब फिर थोड़े दिन ऐसे गर्मी छुट्टी बिता के फिर दिल्ली वापस? क्या होने वाला है? ओके, आज ये डोमेन अवेलेबल नहीं है तो आज किसका डोमेन अवेलेबल है? आर्ले का। चलो आर्ले का डोमेन तो ज्वाइन करोगे सतोरू? ऑन तो हो ही, आई थिंक, आप, आई गेस। चलो नहीं करोगे तो हम अकेले कर लेते हैं ये डोमेन। या फिर हम सतोरी का ही गोल्ड ज्वाइन करते हैं, बढ़िया रहेगा।
No. In fact, one of...
ओ, सतोरू किसी वर्ड के वर्ल्ड में है, मैं भी बिरलो के वर्ल्ड में। ओ ऐसा है क्या? स्टेटस बट बिरलो के वर्ल्ड में बिरलो अकेले हैं। ये WBY क्या होता है? ये कुछ कर रहे हैं, रहने दो। डिस्टर्ब नहीं करना चाहिए इनको। क्या यार आप भी। श्रुति हमको नहीं दी नंबर अभी तक अपना, आपको लगता है आपको नंबर दे देगी? मांगते मांगते हमारा जवान थक गया। इतना प्लीज बोले होंगे आपको क्या बताएं। ओह, रोना आ जाता है याद आता है तो। अच्छा, व्हाट अबाउट यू? इतने शॉर्ट स्कॉट।
Let the show begin.
वहीं तो कितनी निर्दयी देखो, श्रुति भी बोल रही है। हाँ क्यों नहीं, कर देंगे रिव्यू, इसमें क्या है। इतनी निर्दयी नंबर छोड़ो, इंस्टा आईडी तक नहीं दी।
Let's dance.
हटा नहीं दिया है, बस सारे के सारे फीलिंग सासू के लिए यूज कर लिए। कब, कहाँ, किधर? सच बताओ, हम इंस्टा पे है क्या कनेक्ट? वो हमें नहीं दिया था, किसी और को दिया था। क्या नाम था उस लड़के का? अरे क्या नाम था जो कंपटीशन करता था हर बार? हमारा तो अब इंस्टा ही नहीं है। इंस्टा डीसी सब गायब है हमारे उसमें से।
Settle down. Be not perturbed. Unscathed. Be sanctified.
अच्छा, हम बोले थे कि फॉलो करने से हम छोटे हो जाएंगे। श्रुति ने ही बोला था। श्रुति ने बोला कि लड़के हमें फॉलो करते हैं, हम नहीं करते लड़कों को फॉलो।
I'll protect us.
और आप भी लड़का हो तो हम फॉलो नहीं करेंगे। मीनिंग यही बनता है ना। अच्छा चलो ठीक है, नहीं बोला था तो अभी करो फॉलो। अरे दूध का दूध पानी का पानी हो जाएगा।
Let's dance.
वो हम बना लेंगे ना। वो हम वापस से आज बना के और डाल देंगे चैनल पे अबाउट में। इसमें क्या तब देखते हैं फॉलो करती है श्रुति की नहीं।
Let the show begin.
अरे तो फॉलो करोगी तब तो फॉलो बैक करेंगे ना। श्रुति के पास ढेर सारा अकाउंट है, ये भी तो एक बात है।
Bow your head.
पांच अकाउंट रख के क्या करोगी, एक अकाउंट हमें दे दो। जिस अकाउंट में गेम वाला लोग हो ज्यादा वो वाला अकाउंट दे दो हमें।
Snow is in fact one of water's natural self-cleansing mechanisms. But human activity tends to reduce snow's purity, so do not consume it.
हाँ तो उसमें से में हमारे काम का जो ज्यादा है वो वाला दे दो। BGMI के चैट में आईडी पासवर्ड शेयर कर दो और इसका नाम चेंज कर देना, आरएस गेमिंग ये सब कर देना, सब बना देना चैनल के हिसाब से और दे दो। चलो किसी कमजोर प्लेयर की मदद कराते हैं, एज लाइक सातोरू की। ये तो हो गई भरोसा नहीं करने वाली बात। दोस्त के साथ वॉइस चैट आया हूँ इसलिए स्ट्रीम से हटा, और वो दोस्त कौन है पता है। सहेली को दोस्त बुला रहे हैं लोग, क्या बात है।
Water comes in many flavors to the discerning.
अच्छा वीडियो कॉल होता है।
Mondstadt's water is crisp and pure,
अरे यार
while
अब
water
हम
from
ये
Leo
सब
has
क्या
an
जाने,
enduring aftertaste. In
रिलेशनशिप वाली
Inazuma,
बातें
the
सिंगल
water
आदमी को
possesses
कहाँ
a
से
depth
पता
of
होगी।
flavor unlike any other. Sumeru's water, meanwhile, has a rich and complex flavor profile, but it must be savored patiently to fully appreciate it. There'll be an extra flavor. I see the value in my own work, but I also see the meaning in all the endeavors of the people of Fontaine. I believe I will continue to take pride in fulfilling my duties.
अरे कहीं और इनवाइट कर दिया। ओह अच्छा, टैलेंट्स करना है। हम आर्टिफैक्ट्स वाले पे चले आए। वीडियो कॉल से बेहतर है कि सामने से जाके मिल ले। आर्कन कंप्लीट हो गया सारा। वर्ल्ड गिफ्ट और स्टोरी गिफ्ट बचा हुआ है। अच्छा अभी वीडियो कॉल ही सही है, तो पास मिलने वाला कब सही होगा। अभी वो फुली तब मिलेगी ना जब ये सातों नेशन कंप्लीट कर लेगा, और अभी तो 5 नेशन ही कंप्लीट हुआ है। उसमें भी फुली कंप्लीट नहीं हुआ है। कभी ये वाला मैप तो कभी वो वाला मैप, हिडन मैप्स आते रहते हैं उसके। तो तब मिला था थोड़ा सा देर के लिए, अभी इसको फॉलो कर रहा था तो
Let the show begin.
वह सेकेंड डिसेंटर है ना। नहीं धोखा क्या लगेगा। हाँ ये तो हो सकता है कुछ भी, बट अभी तक जहाँ तक लगा है जो एक बार वो मिली थी इस वाले डोमेन में जिसमें स्टैचू उल्टा था, वो बोली थी कि भाई तुम जैसा देख रहे हो इस दुनिया को वैसा ये दुनिया है नहीं। जब सैपोनेशन कंप्लीटेड पे आओगे तो पता चलेगा।
Witness my rise. Huh.
27k तक डैमेज जा रहा था ना अभी।
I'll protect us.
लगता है डोमेन कंप्लीट हो गया। श्रुति चली गई। हाँ सो जा सो जा। अब क्या है? ओके सोना पड़न सुखम, खूब सोते श्रुति। ओ तब तो पानी पियो, खुद को हेल्दी रखो, एनर्जेटिक रखो, जिससे नींद कम आएगी। ये
There is no escape.
ओए पागल इंसान अजदाहा मारने चला है बिना जोंगली के।
You dare overstep your mortal authority?
क्यों नहीं है? रात को तो सोती ही नहीं हो और खाना नहीं खाती, जिंदा भी नहीं रहती। झूठ मत बोलो।
There is no atonement for 1,000-year pain!
You're in over your head.
अरे ऐसे मत बोलो,
I'll protect us.
तुम जानती नहीं हो अभी से कि ये है कौन।
You witness your reckoning!
Be sanctified.
The enraged curse will not absolve you!
Bow your head.
You stand upon your tomb, though you know it not.
ये पागल हमको कुछ करने ही नहीं दे रहा है।
Let's dance.
ये जोंगली का दोस्त रह चुका है किसी समय में।
Experience an eon of suffering.
Settle down.
Let the mighty be humbled. I will not be destroyed.
Let the show begin.
सही बात है, क्यों नहीं, जरूर जाएगा। मेरे पास रेसिंग नहीं है। हाँ, लड़की है भी नहीं हमारे पास फेंकने के लिए। लड़की छोड़ो, लकड़ी भी किधर है? हाँ तो हो जाओ ना सीरियल, किसने रोका है? बातें बनाते रहती हो।
Melusines are beautiful creatures. They are the pride of Fontaine. Be sure to befriend them and cause them no harm.
चलो, हेल्प करके काफ़ी अच्छा लगा। फाउंटेन खुला तो है, बट सिल्डर नहीं होगा इनके पास। ठीक है, मिलते हैं फिर अगले स्ट्रीम पे। तब तक के लिए टाटा, सी यू ऑल।
I see the value in my own work, but I also see the meaning in all the endeavors of
आगे
the people of
मतलब कितने
Fontaine.
बजे से?
I believe I
लगभग
will continue to take pride in fulfilling my duties.
ठीक है, देखते हैं जो हो सकता है वही। अभी बता नहीं सकते कि करेंगे या नहीं। ओके।